See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive so you can stop worrying about them and invent new things to worry about, like snakes in your bedroom. Sure, that sounds incredibly irrational, but now that we've mentioned it, you are a little worried. The odds of one snake, let alone snakes plural, are so slim. But you might want to check. Oh, you're not near your bedroom. Guess you'll just have to sit there and worry about it. So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Rain X. 23-year-old Jenny Evaristo of Aurora has died following a two-vehicle crash Sunday afternoon in Hoffman Estates. The crash near Gulf and Bartlett Roads caused one vehicle to strike a tree and catch fire. Bystanders rescued the male occupant, but Evaristo was trapped and later extricated by firefighters. She was airlifted to Loyola University Medical Center, where she later died. Occupants of the second vehicle suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Kane County law enforcement is stepping up traffic enforcement for the holidays. From November 21st through December 2nd, deputies, Illinois State Police, and local agencies will target speeding, distracted driving, impaired driving, and seatbelt violations. Officials remind drivers to buckle up, plan for sober rides, and call 911 if they spot an impaired driver. The campaign is funded by federal traffic safety grants. The Aurora Police Department will conduct canine training Monday in vacant homes on the city's east side. Canine teams are training until 4 p.m. in the 1600 block of Grove Street, according to an alert. Signs.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 30. Looking ahead to Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 50, with temperatures falling to around 47 in the afternoon. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 33. Currently, it is 44 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big Time Sports, feel the roar.
And welcome in to another edition of Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Well, it is Friday. It is the Friday before Thanksgiving, but it is the Friday before your first placed. Take two. Your first place, Chicago Bears, will be taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. But, yeah, not exactly sure how long the Chicago Bears are going to be in first place, especially with the updated injury reports and how all of the starting linebackers. Wait, hold on a second. I need to collect my thoughts. I'm getting very emotional here. I'm getting very emotional because, well, all of the starting linebackers for your Chicago Bears, our Chicago Bears, well, are listed out for Sunday's game. So, linebacker Tremaine Edmonds, he out. Linebacker TJ Edwards, he out. Linebacker Noah Sewell, he out. And I'm not exactly sure where everything goes from there, because then you're going to have back up linebackers in there. And yeah, but before I get to there, let's see. We've also got Jaquan Brisker. He was questionable. Kevin Byard III. He was full participant. So looks like he will be playing. We've also got Grady Jarrett. He was just resting, earlier on in the week. He was a full participant as well. Drew Dahlman fully participated. Kyler Gordon fully participated. Running back Travis Homer, he out. If you have Roshan Johnson on your fantasy, well, he out. And then you also have offensive lineman Joe Tooney. He was just resting, but he practiced yesterday. He practiced today, so that's really no need to worry about that. But offensive lineman Theo Benedette, well, he questionable, and he's got a quad injury. So, it's more of the walking wounded, more of the Chicago Bears, hopefully. Hey, but at least the Chicago Bears are in first place in the NFC North. It only took Ryan Poles and, more aptly named Ben Johnson to come in and finally get the NFC North first place to, you might need to give it back after the end of this week. I don't want to sound defeatist. I do not want to sound defeatist, but with all of those injuries and everything, it's just not looking very good. I mean, more questions. One of the better things to transpire this week was the fact that, cornerback Jalen Johnson, he was limited in practice on, Wednesday. He participated fully on Thursday and today. So that's a good thing. However, I'm not exactly sure how much he is going to be playing, because reading articles and listening to reports from around the league and from various people that are in the know, it certainly seems like Jalen Johnson might be on a pitch count And when I say a pitch count, I actually mean a snap count, which, that in it of itself kind of like bugs me a little bit when they say, oh, well, he was injured. He was on IR. Surgery went well. He's coming back. He's in that window, that 21-day window. But then all of a sudden you say that, he's on a pitch count. This ain't baseball. This ain't baseball. Now, if you were to say that he was on a snap count, that might be different. Well, that would be entirely different because we're not playing baseball. We're playing football here. And what do? They snap the football. Okay. Needed to get that, out of my brain and on these very airwaves here. But some of the other guys that look to be maybe trending in the right direction, because they were limited in practice earlier on in the week. Tyreek Stevenson, he was a full participant today. He wasn't listed as any injuries or anything. Hey, Brendan, how you doing? Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Andrew Scheid, my co-host of Monday as well. Thank you for tuning in and listening and watching my tired Friday face here on the youtube.com at WRMN Radio. And you too could watch my tired face here on the youtube.com at WRMN Radio. And if you want to call in and maybe get some concerns off your chest, and just voice, maybe rag on the old-time man known as Aaron Ayahuasca Rodgers. I know I had a different voice for Aaron Ayahuasca Rodgers last night, but, today's a different day, and I forgot what I said. I mean, I'm kind of doing the old man voice here because, well, he's 41 years old. This might be his last season, and I really want the Bears to stick it up his arse. Yeah, plain and simple. I just want him to. I want the Bears to come out. I want the defensive line to actually get it. Sweat. Hey, do your thing. Tackle him. Throw him to the ground. Do a Jim McMahon to him. Okay, don't do a Jim McMahon to him because that was something that really ruined McMahon's career and it ruined his life. And yeah, but don't do that. But you might want to just hit his broken wrist to get him out of the game. Not that, the quarterback, the backup quarterback for the Steelers is, any worse. I mean, he was serviceable when he came in and took over last week for Aaron Rodgers. But, yeah. But anyway, yeah, if you want to call in at 847-931-1410, get your Bears thoughts off or your Blackhawks. Ugh, that was a horrendous loss yesterday, giving up 3 goals in the third period, one of which, the game ending or the game winning goal on the power play. Yeah, so that was a little rough. And then you've also got the Chicago Blackhawks that are currently in action. I believe they are up in Buffalo, New York, taking on the Sabres. So hopefully it'll be, they're playing back-to-back, but the Buffalo Sabres are absolutely atrocious this season. So I hope that they can bounce back and just stick it to the Sabres. And if you also want to get in and text in your thoughts at 505-926-1410, feel free. That's 505-926-1410. And at the top of the 7 o'clock hour, I will be going over Friday night. Well, actually, now that it is in the playoffs for Illinois high school football. It'll be, Saturday day games, but, kind of a little preview of what is going on because the winners of tomorrow's games will all be going for state championships. next weekend. Kind of did a piss poor job of, bringing that around this week and on Monday, but I was so gosh darn excited about the Chicago Bears being your first place Chicago Bears in the NFC North. And quite honestly, the rest of the week, that brain fart, sorry, squirrels in the bell tower. But but a little bit more on the Chicago Bears when I come back from break. You are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, and the voice of the sporting czar. Back in a bit.
Get ready, Lily Lake. The holiday magic is back with the second annual Christmas tree lighting happening Friday, December 5th at 5 p.m. at the heart of the village. Bring the whole family to enjoy hot drinks, local food and crafts, cozy heated tents, and yes, a special visit from Santa Claus himself. It's a winter wonderland celebration hosted by your very own village of Lily Lake, where holiday spirit comes alive beneath the glow of the village Christmas tree. Don't miss the lights, the laughter, and the joy. That's Friday, December 5th at 5 p.m. For more info, visit villageoflilylake.org or call 360-365-9677. The Village of Lily Lake is lighting up the season, and you're invited.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Welcome to WRMN, your trusted voice in the Fox River Valley for over 75 years. We bring you fact-based news, good faith discussions, and entertainment that brings people together. From national headlines to local stories, WRMN is your home for thoughtful dialogue and community engagement. No matter the time of day, where you're listening from, or who you are always welcome here. Thanks for making us a part of your day. This is the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. If you're struggling with mental health, you should know that there are resources out there that can help. And it's okay to talk about it if you need to. One place to get started with information is loveyourmindtoday.org. Loveyourmindtoday.org offers a range of guides, instructions, and insights for dealing with difficult situations or getting through a tough time. If you're struggling with mental health, get the help you need, because most people out here really care. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. Now, it is the 24-5 Aaron Rodgers coming into town to face the Chicago Bears that are currently in first place in the NFC North. I really hope that I am able to pound the bell just for the simple fact that, well, the Bears are in first place. And I said 24-5 for Aaron Rodgers facing the Bears, and a majority, well, all of that has come when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, my good God. The Green Bay Packers. You know what I meant. You absolutely know what I meant. And this is what Aaron Rodgers had to say during his interview this week.
For you, for the opponent this week?
There's incentive for every opponent, but I have enjoyed many a Sunday and Monday and many Thursdays in that city. It's a great sports town, phenomenal sports fans, and great place to play.
Aaron, do you sort of thrive off of being the villain there a little bit? Sort of enjoy that aspect?
I'd rather not be. I mean, I'm not in Green Bay anymore. I feel like we can let bygones be bygones. Maybe I can, I guess. It's a great rivalry. I mean, in the history of all sports, you talk about the Lakers and the Celtics and the Red Sox and the Yankees. You got to talk about the Packers and the Bears. And there's been some great memories there. When I first got to Green Bay, the Bears had the all-time series lead. When I left, the Packers did. Since J. Love has taken over, it's even gotten better. But I hope those fans can put that behind them. I'm sure they can. Don't expect them to, but I really enjoy the city. They got great sports fans. I grew up watching WGN on my five-channel TV back in the day, so I was a Cubs fan and a Bulls fan. How can you not be a Bulls fan unless you don't like Michael Jordan? I did. I loved him. So it was a lot of fun memories over the years playing there.
Yeah, of course it was a lot of fun memories playing there. Bygones be bygones? Hell no. Hell no. Absolutely not. And that was courtesy of Brooke Pryor on X, and that was also bearswire.usatoday.com. So that is where you can see that there. But hell no. Bygones be bygones? Former owner of the Chicago Bears, Aaron Rodgers? No. Wait, hold on a second.
For the last time, no. N-O. No.
Absolutely freaking not. Bygones be bygones. Yeah, no. Just for the simple fact that, no. I don't care. I go back and forth on this. I just want the Bears to win. And at the same time, I want the Bears to kick the Holy Smurf out of Aaron Rodgers. That's it. I said it. I don't care. Go after him. Bite a kneecap. Dan Campbell. Get up in there. Get in his grill. Toss him to the ground. Target that left hand. Take that 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty. As long as it doesn't cost you the game right then and there. But if it's going to cost you the game right then and there, you got other worrisome things to worry about. And that most likely means that, the Pittsburgh Steelers are pretty much, in the driver's seat with that. But, no, bygones be bygones. Hell no. I mean, and then he's trying to placate the Chicago fans. Oh, I grew up with 5 channels. Yeah, well, anyone that's your age, Aaron, Mr. Roger. No, I can't even say Mr. Rogers. Mr. A.A. Ron, Ayahuasca, Rod, Gers. I don't care. Yeah, I'm saying it. I don't care. Placating us. Oh, well, I had 5 channels. I grew up with WGN. I like the Bulls. I like the Cubs. I like the ayahuasca. And what? You think that is going to give you some saving grace from getting booed? Boo frickin' who? It sucks that your left wrist is broken. I'm sure it'll be heavily bandaged up. You'll probably have some sort of guard there as well, protecting it. But I am pretty petty. So please go out and just, instead of fracturing it, break that son of a gun. Break that son of a Smurf. Break it. Okay, I don't necessarily want him to get hurt any more than he already is. But if it means that the Chicago Bears are actually going to win the game on Sunday and continue to be your NFC North first place Chicago Bears, then I might be here for it. And I'm sure a lot of other Chicago Bears fans will be here for it as well. It's going to be tough. It is definitely going to be tough sledding, because might as well just flip a coin. Bears have won 5 games in their last drive. Not exactly how this game should go, should progress. I want a beatdown. I want a beatdown. The only saving grace that I have is that I will be working other sporting events, and I will not be able to watch this game live, which I got to tell you, last week against the Minnesota Vikings, I kind of enjoyed not watching the game and not getting all flustered with it. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports. I'm Derrick Geyer, 1410.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Hot Hands. The Aurora Police Department will conduct canine training Monday in vacant homes on the city's east side. Canine teams are training until 4 p.m. in the 1600 block of Grove Street, according to an alert. Signs are posted in the area to alert residents. Police are asking locals and passerbys to give officers and canines space while they work through exercises. The U.S. trade deficit fell nearly 24% in August, dropping to $59.6 billion as imports slowed amid President Trump's global tariffs. The Commerce Department reports imports fell 5% to $340.4 billion following a surge in July as the company stocked up ahead of the tariffs, which took effect August 7th. Economists say the decline reflects both reduced foreign purchases and early impacts of the trade measures. Ford is recalling over 200,000 2025-26 Bronco and Bronco Sport vehicles due to a possible instrument panel failure that could leave drivers without key safety information. Owners will be notified starting December 8th to have the software updated at dealerships. 23-year-old Jenny Evaristo of Aurora has died following a 2-vehicle crash Sunday afternoon in Hoffman Estates. The crash near Gulf and Bartlett Roads caused one vehicle to strike a tree and catch fire. Bystanders rescued the male occupant, but Evaristo was trapped and later extricated by firefighters. She was airlifted to Loyola University Medical Center, where she later died. Occupants of the second vehicle suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Kane County law enforcement is stepping up traffic enforcement for the holidays. From November 21st through December 2nd, deputies, Illinois State Police, and local agencies will target speeding, distracted driving, impaired driving, and seatbelt violations. Officials remind drivers to buckle up, plan for sober rides, and call 911 if they spot an impaired driver. The campaign is funded by federal traffic safety grants. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
At Bank of America, we asked our people, how do you take ownership of your career?
I'm able to grow my way by putting the priorities that I have for my career first.
I thrive on being a leader who's behind the team, not in front of the team.
Every few years, I'm being re-energized because I get to do something different and learn something new.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive so you can stop worrying about them and invent new things to worry about, like snakes in your bedroom. Sure, that sounds incredibly irrational, but now that we've mentioned it, you are a little worried. The odds of one snake, let alone snakes plural, are so slim. But you might want to check. Oh, you're not near your bedroom. Guess you'll just have to sit there and worry about it. So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Welcome to downtown Elgin, where businesses, community, and creativity come together. The Downtown Neighborhood Association provides valuable, complimentary services to all downtown businesses, organizations, property owners, and residents, helping you gain exposure and thrive. Whether you're already part of the district or exploring a new downtown location, DNA is here to help your vision grow. Join us in creating a vibrant, connected, and successful downtown Elgin. Call now 847-488-1456, or you can email info@downtownelgin.com. Ask for Jennifer Facala. Downtown Neighborhood Association, where the heart of business beats strong.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 30. Looking ahead to Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 50 and gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 33. Currently, it is 43 degrees and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the roar, where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar, where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And as I finished up the last segment talking about the Chicago Bears, I was going to move in and talk about the Chicago Blackhawks and their 3-2 loss to the Seattle Kraken yesterday, and the fact that they are already down 1-0 to the Buffalo Sabres. With Arvid Soderblom in goal. I am going to forego that for the time being and take this phone call, because if you want to talk on Big Top Sports, feel free to call in at 847-931-1410. That is 847-931-1410. Or on the text line, text in at 505-926-1410, 505-926-1410. And you can see my lovely Tired Friday face here on youtube.com at WRMN Radio. And to the phone line, hi-ho, to the phone lines I go. Hello, caller. What is your name? And oh my good God, just hold on. No. This is not Thursday night. It's not your birthday night. You said you were going to call in last night. You did not. But hey, hold on a second. Hold on. This is not your show. This is my show. Mr. Marcus Mack of The Truth About Chicago Sports.
Yes,
and
sir.
I just want to say one thing real quick. Now, don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Marcus.
Oh, my God. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I loved, you made me giggle last night with the gravy comment.
Oh, yeah. Well,
my goodness. You tickled me. You tickled my bottom with that one. And
well, hey now.
That is, listen. That's exactly what, my tummy. What are you talking? You tickled the bottom of my tummy. Okay, what's wrong with you?
Well, I thought it was the cockles of your heart or something. I don't know.
Yeah, of course. So now, obviously, dinner was amazing. And then after dinner, it still spilled over to family time. And unfortunately, that has to continue because family time is very important, especially on those birthdays.
Hey, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Family time? Pfft, whatever.
Oh, yeah, family time. It's important. It's important.
Yes, it is. I jest.
That is what's needed. It's what's needed. And so now, of course, still, Big Papa's on my heart and mind. By the way, you are doing an excellent job.
Oh, you don't have to blow smoke.
Continue the work, sir. No. Continue the work, sir. And let me tell you something. It is not easy what we do out here in this industry, and you're holding your own and proud of you, much proud. So, had to rebound and call tonight. We can talk Blackhawks. We can talk Bears. We could talk Bulls with, as Stacey King calls him, the resurgence of Bucci Man. And I'm here to bring you some information about Chicago sports, brother. What do you want to do? You want to talk Bears? We could talk Bears. Aaron Rodgers, is he going to play?
Oh, I have no idea.
Right?
He's listed as questionable. So, you're talking about like Mason Rudolph, being the backup. Hell no, I don't care. As long as I could keep on pounding this bell and keep on saying the NFC North, first place Chicago Bears. Then I'm going to keep on doing that. But in order for me to keep on doing that and keep on saying that, well, they need to keep on winning.
Winning. W's, Derrick. They lost the first two games of the season. And after that, the only game they lost was on the road to Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So, no, has it been a successful season so far? Has it been a successful season, period? Yes. Without that, this has been fun. This is better than what we went through for the last, 5 years?
Well, I mean, what was 2018 was the last years. Yeah, the last winning season, or the last time that the Chicago Bears actually made it into the playoff with Matthew Nagy.
Yeah, so this is a big turnaround, great vibes. Shout out to Ben Johnson. Shout out to the Bears organization for finally, getting things aligned correctly. From Kevin Warren to Ryan Poles to Ben Johnson, now to the quarterback Caleb Williams and the rest of the staff that's followed. This is how championship organizations are built, Derek.
Wait. I'm not exactly sure if either you, well, actually, I was here I was here for the 1985 Bears, but yeah. I had absolutely no clue on how that team was built. And let's see, there was the 2006 Bears with Lovie Smith.
We don't have the time. How that team was built. Let me tell you this much.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this much. What was built was that you had to find some luck you had to have some guys that were tops at their positions that could dominate, and that had to coordinate with offensive ingenuity or maybe luck or whatever you want to call it. But either way, no matter how great a defense is, an offense has to score points. So 85 Bears, great. The defense not, but Walter Payton was the man. I mean, he's top 3 running backs of all time. In our opinion, the top running back of all time. People can debate it, but that's whatever. But, that's what the 85 Bears had. They had one of the greatest football, not only one of the greatest running backs, Walter Payton is considered one of the greatest football players ever.
Oh, without a doubt.
Time. So that's what they had in the offensive side of the ball, along with Jim McMahon and everybody else. Now, 2006 Bears, they didn't have the greatness on offense besides Devin Hester, who Hall of Famer for sure, hands down. But they didn't have the complementary pieces, and that's why they couldn't finish the job.
And let's be honest about Devin Hester, though. I mean, he is a Hall of Famer, no question, no doubt about that. But he is a Hall of Famer because he was on special teams. If they could have actually harnessed that on the Bears' offense, that probably would have been like a spark plug. But they couldn't.
They couldn't, and that's sad. And so now here we are, where we're now just in the beginning. We're in the beginning of what could be something special. We could be watching what was Montana and
Jerry Rice.
No. The coach was it Walsh.
Oh, Bill Walsh.
Bill Walsh. So we could be watching the beginning of Montana and Bill Walsh. I mean, like something that's just where how can you stop them? And if you really break football down to its essence, Caleb was saying it the other day at the podium. They have all the pieces. They really do. He has all the right weapons around him. He has top end tight ends around him, top level running backs, wide receiver. His wide receiver weaponry is ridiculous. The guy has a tool shed for receivers from DJ Moore, Roma Doomsday, Luther Burden III, Olamide Zacchaeus. Like, are you kidding me? Most teams would kill to have a wide receiver room like that.
Yeah, but at the same time, the last 2 or 3 guys that you named there, and maybe even Rome included in that, as far as I'm concerned, catch the freaking ball. Catch it.
Oh, yeah, the dropsies.
Yeah, the dropsies are horrible.
But you know what? Here's the thing I will say about this, though, there. It's not just the Bears.
No.
Look, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, and guys were dropping Patrick Mahomes passes, driving fans. So, as much as I would love to beat up receivers and say, man, you know what, not everyone is Jerry Rice. Not everyone is Tom Waddle. Hats out to the Bears, great. That's the one thing people don't know about Tom. Yeah, he wasn't fast. He was fast. You know what Tom did? Tom caught the ball. The guy had in his career, I think it's something like 3 drops. That's like sick.
Yeah, and absolutely got his head blown off too. Well, that was that was a different time.
Yeah,
it completely and totally was. But okay, so I am, as you've been regaling me about, the Bears, and so currently, as I am looking up the point spread, it is 45.5 points, that supposedly the Bears and the Steelers are going to be scoring on Sunday's game. Over or under the 45.5 points on that?
Man, oh my goodness. The Bears, both teams, look, they're going to score. Both teams' defenses have holes. And Ben Johnson is on top of his game in terms of being able to make sure that the Bears offense generates points. So the real question, like I say, okay, if Aaron Rodgers plays, I don't know. I mean, he's not what he used to be. They throw a lot underneath. Could he move the ball against the Bears defense and still, injured guys returning don't have much of a pass rush? Sure. If Mason Rudolph's in there, though, you know what? With a lack of a pass rush, guess what? Yeah, Mason Rudolph can still probably make some plays too. The Steelers have playmakers, and that's the way it should be on any good NFL team. And we have to look at it as much as everybody wants to say, "Oh, the Steelers are trash," or "Oh, the Bears should beat them very easy." The Steelers have a winning record.
Oh, absolutely.
Look, wins in the NFL aren't easy, brother. Wins in the NFL aren't easy, and the Steelers have a winning record right now. So, this is a test. This is a real test for the Bears. I don't care what anybody says. Right now, this team is one of the top teams in their conference, and so, the Bears will have to play a complete game regardless of who's at quarterback.
Without a doubt.
Mason Rudolph isn't a rookie off the street, right?
Well, and as I had mentioned at the very top of the show, you got linebackers Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, and Noah Sewell all out. So now all of a sudden the Bears need to rely on the likes of Ruben Hippolyte II, Ahmed Amagaji, and then DeMarco Jackson. And I didn't even know DeMarco Jackson was on the team, to be quite honest with you. So
special teams or what? Or was he on the practice squad? Because I didn't know he was on the team either.
So according to this, he has 4 solo tackle. Well, 11. I don't know. I'm looking at 4 solo tackles, for the regular season. So he's on
a special team.
Yeah. Yeah. But So that's. and that's the thing where it kind of like worries me a little bit, because having watched Rodgers whoop on the Bears for as long as he has or had with the Cheeseheads up north and the Green Bay Packers, 24-5 against the Bears while he was with the Packers, right?
Yeah.
And anytime one of the starting players on defense would go out for a blow, and breath of fresh air or whatever to get the win back, if you will. It's like, oh, I know where I'm going, and then he picks you apart.
Oh yeah. Well, the Bears are exposed. Make no mistake about it. If they're not going to have any of their starting linebackers that they came into the season, this is who our starters. This is who we're counting on, and they're all going to be out. All 3 of those linebackers are out. You're exposed. And you know what? Oh, let's not forget that Kyler Gordon still isn't back. I think Jalen Johnson just started practicing, right? So I doubt he's going to play on Sunday. If he does, that would shock me.
And that's another thing that I've heard over the course of the last couple of days is that, today he was actually a full participant in practice with Jalen Johnson, which, that's great. But, are you going to risk sending him out there for another half of football to possibly re-injure that injury where you rush back way too soon?
No way.
And that's the thing.
He's ramping up.
I think
he's ramping up, and that's a good thing. But he's not going to play. Not this week.
And then with the short week going into, the Black Friday game against the Philadelphia Eagles, do you really want him playing against the Eagles?
You would love it. You would love it if he could, because, when you're playing a team like that, which is clearly a playoff adversary, which is not what the Bears are playing for. Let's just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
That's not drinking the Kool-Aid. That's just being factual. When you're 7-3 after 10 games, you're looking at it going, hey, if we win this week, we're in the driver's seat, to make the playoffs. Whether it's as a top seed, wild card, regardless. You're looking to try to make a now run at the playoffs. And so from that point, everything becomes a different conversation. But at this point, the Bears' focus, which I love, is they're trying to put themselves in a position to get into the playoffs.
Well, and that's where I kind of go back and forth on, because the name of the game is wins. And if you have Jalen Johnson there, who would definitely be a big boost for your secondary.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's also the thing, because do you want to risk getting him hurt right out the gate against the Steelers, against the Eagles, or are you saving him for the glorious cheeseheads in 3 weeks, or in 2 or 3 weeks, because that's who the Bears play after they play the Eagles that following Sunday. And that game has been flexed.
Right. They hit a little 2-game gauntlet, which would be a great, barometer for them, to kind of assess where their team is at. And you know what? It's going to be great for the fans too, because you need to see yourself against the top tier competition.
Yeah.
But does that mean that the Bears are, just some bottom team? No, because I remind people all the time, go back to the season when the Giants beat the Patriots and the Patriots team was undefeated.
Oh, that was awesome.
Eli Manning and that team. Eli Manning, that very team lost to the Patriots right at the end of the season. The Patriots whipped them real good. And then the playoffs started. And both were in different conferences. And the Giants all of a sudden had this moment where they had a rematch against this team in the Super Bowl. And, we all know what happened.
Yeah,
a little bit of luck.
Not once, but twice. And it was absolutely awesome, which is why,
So if the Bears make it to the playoffs, that's my point. The Bears make it to the playoffs. It doesn't matter. Wild card, bottom seed. If you make it to the playoffs, you give yourself a chance, period. So, that's why I'm just looking at the focus right now at this point. Just get to the playoffs. Put yourself in a position to get to the playoffs. And I believe for the Bears to do that, they need 3 more wins. And one of those wins starts on Sunday.
I hope so. And I hope for every Chicago Bears fan out there that it isn't like the last few wins that the Chicago Bears have had. Because make no mistake about it, watching those games and being on that extreme roller coaster of a ride is absolutely freaking horrendous. Which is why I was so glad that I recorded the game last week, and I was working, and I couldn't. But as I'm watching the game, and as the Bears are doing what the Bears were doing, going 3 and out, or getting an interception, returning the ball to the 30-yard line, getting into the red zone, and kicking another GD fracking field goal instead of an actual fracking touchdown. I mean, that is just, and which is mind-boggling, because the week before they were over 60% in the red zone. So I have absolutely no idea, what in the hell changed, with that. And it's just maddening.
It is. But, Derek, I feel like this. Stick with the run. Stick with Swift. And I honestly feel like what I think was that Mighty Monangai got a little nicked up after he had that big game.
Mm-hmm.
I think, last 2 weeks he's been kind of on the mend. They've been feeding, Swift, and Swift has done a very good job. But I think this week, if Mighty Monangai is back to 100% or somewhere near it, I think you got to go back to this kid. You got to give him a little bit more. Pound this ball onto that Steelers defense, which is not that good. That's going to open up the pass, and you're going to and that's when you'll have an easy victory. And at least you'd like to think. Now,
and that's the thing that also I go back to, because you're talking about games going up against the Saints, games going up against the Baltimore Ravens and the Bengals, where they were coming into those games against the Chicago Bears, and they were either dead last or second to last in either the rushing defense or their passing defense. and yet the Bears couldn't do anything with it. And then, of course, you had the second or third string quarterback Huntley that beat the Bears and destroyed the Bears. So, I mean, it's just, in that regards, it is freaking maddening.
Young teams still, and sometimes I think the Bears beat themselves more than opponents at this point because they got all the right pieces in place.
Yeah.
Derrick, oh my goodness, thank you for letting me join again. You know, I love Big Cup. Like I say, you're doing it, brother. You're doing it. You continue to do it, and I love when you let me join.
Hey, what do you got going on for tomorrow's show, Marcus, and what time is it?
Tomorrow I'm coming on 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. to about Chicago sports. We'll be talking Bears. We'll be talking a little bit about Bulls, Blackhawks, and, you know, just give you the truth about Chicago sports on WRMN, 1410 a.m.
And thank you for hopping on, Marcus. Once again, happy birthday. How old did you turn?
46, brother, and feeling great.
46 and feeling great and retired out there in Michigan. I envy you, my friend.
Loving it. Heck yeah.
Thanks for hopping on. Yep, have a good one. You are currently listening to Big Top Sports with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, on WRMN 1410 AM.
Mike Tooman and Paul Burvitt on our weekly radio hour, Chief Guard of the Republic, where we talk about all things national security, defense, personal security, safety, and dealing with law enforcement situations. Call in 847-931-1410. Ask us questions. We will get you answers every week, Saturday, noon to 1 on 1410 AM WRMN Elgin. Streaming on WRMN1410.com. Chat with us on WRMN's YouTube live channel.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 7 o'clock.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. Kane County law enforcement is stepping up traffic enforcement for the holidays. From November 21st through December 2nd, deputies, Illinois State Police, and local agencies will target speeding, distracted driving, impaired driving, and seatbelt violations. Officials remind drivers to buckle up, plan for sober rides, and call 911 if they spot an impaired driver. The campaign is funded by federal traffic safety grants. The Aurora Police Department will conduct canine training Monday in vacant homes on the city's east side. Canine teams are training until 4 p.m. in the 1600 block of Grove Street, according to an alert. Signs are posted in the area to alert residents. Police are asking locals and passerbys to give officers and canines space while they work through exercises. The U.S. trade deficit fell nearly 24% in August, dropping to $59.6 billion as imports slowed amid President Trump's global tariffs. The Commerce Department reports imports fell 5% to $340.4 billion following a surge in July as the company stocked up ahead of the tariffs, which took effect August 7th. Economists say the decline reflects both reduced foreign purchases and early impacts of the trade measures. Ford is recalling over 200,000 2025-26 Bronco and Bronco Sport vehicles due to a possible instrument panel failure that could leave drivers without key safety information. Owners will be notified starting December 8th to have the software updated at dealerships. 23-year-old Jenny Evaristo of Aurora has died following a two-vehicle crash Sunday afternoon in Hoffman Estates. The crash near Gulf and Bartlett Roads caused one vehicle to strike a tree and catch fire. Bystanders rescued the male occupant, but Evaristo was trapped and later extricated by firefighters. She was airlifted to Loyola University Medical Center, where she later died. Occupants of the second vehicle suffered non-life-threatening injuries. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Think about it. You take thousands of steps every day. Shouldn't every single one of them feel amazing? Well, with Arch Fit hands-free Skechers slip-ins, they can. Skechers teamed up with podiatrists to design a shoe that provides amazing arch support for all-day comfort. And best of all, you get all this comfort, stability, and support with the ease of Skechers slip-ins technology. Just slip them on. There's no bending down and no struggling to tie your shoes. Just step in and go. Try Arch Fit hands-free Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever comfortable footwear is sold.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Rain X. 23-year-old Jenny Evaristo of Aurora has died following a two-vehicle crash Sunday afternoon in Hoffman Estates. The crash near Gulf and Bartlett Roads caused one vehicle to strike a tree and catch fire. Bystanders rescued the male occupant, but Evaristo was trapped and later extricated by firefighters. She was airlifted to Loyola University Medical Center, where she later died. Occupants of the second vehicle suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Kane County law enforcement is stepping up traffic enforcement for the holidays. From November 21st through December 2nd, deputies, Illinois State Police, and local agencies will target speeding, distracted driving, impaired driving, and seatbelt violations. Officials remind drivers to buckle up, plan for sober rides, and call 911 if they spot an impaired driver. The campaign is funded by federal traffic safety grants. The Aurora Police Department will conduct canine training Monday in vacant homes on the city's east side. Canine teams are training until 4 p.m. in the 1600 block of Grove Street, according to an alert. Signs are...
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 30. Looking ahead to Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 50 and gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 33. Currently, it is 43 degrees and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
They're simple, boring, never thought of until they're needed. They're windshield wipers. Only when Mary Anderson became annoyed that New York trolley drivers were stopping to wipe their windshield by hand did anybody do something about it. By attaching a spring-loaded arm to a rubber blade, one woman made travel easier and safer. Look to innovate and pass it on. From passiton.com.
This is Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN. National news at the top of every hour and local news and weather at the bottom. Find more information about programming and current events at WRMN1410.com. News, weather, and entertainment across the Fox River Valley here on WRMN 1410 AM, the Talk of the Town.
Step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big time sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
Welcome back in to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. And before I go any further, keep in mind that your NFC North first place Chicago Bears will be heard live on these very airwaves at noon on Sunday when the Chicago Bears take on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Aaron and his ayahuasca heaven Butte come and visit the fine fans and let the bygones be bygone fans of Chicago. Any hootie. Yeah, whatever. But we are the home of the Chicago Bears. That's WRMN 1410 AM. So the Bears and the Steelers will kick off on the lakefront at noon on Sunday. And as I had mentioned, I am going to be talking about the Illinois High School Association and the football playoffs. Not exactly Friday Night Lights anymore, because it is down to the semifinals, which means all of the teams will be playing, well, basically on Saturday from when I was looking through it. So you got, starting with Class 8A, Mount Carmel of Chicago beat number 1, Mount Carmel, I should say, beat number 9, Frankfurt Lincoln Way East by the score of 48-7 last weekend. And then you also had Palatine Frempt beating number 4, Frempt beating number 12, Bolingbrook. Ooh, that was a heartbreaker, 34-33. So you got number 1, Mount Carmel taking on Frempt. Number 4 on Saturday at 5 p.m. in Mount Carmel in Chicago, Mount Carmel. Going down to the bottom of the bracket here, we've got number 2, Barrington losing to number 23, Lockport Township by the score of 35-0. Ouch. Ooh, and then, well, pretty close to my hometown here. That'd be Chicago, but it's Park Ridges, Maine South, number 3 loses to number 11, Oswego by the score of 24-21. So it'll be number 23, Lockport Township, taking on number 11, Oswego. And that home game will be in Oswego starting at 5 p.m. Moving on to the 7A bracket, where it was number 16, Arlington Heights Hershey, losing to number 25, Chicago St. Rita by the score of 56-42. Now, that is the type of shootout that I would love to see this weekend from the Chicago Bears. Well, just basically from the Chicago Bears and on that side of things. But, yeah. And then we also have number 13 beating number 21, Carroll Stream, Glenbard North, by the score of 42-27. And so that means Batavia is going to have the home game. Well, apparently not. Let me read here. Yep. Okay. My bad. So number 25, Chicago St. Rita, will be taking on number 13, Batavia, but the home game will be, or the game will be played at St. Rita at 2 p.m. Going to the bottom of the bracket here, we've got number 15, Downers Grove North, defeating number 7, New Lenox Lincoln Way West by the score of 28-10. And we have number 6 upsetting number 6, Chicago Brother Rice, upsetting number 3, St. Charles North by the score of 42-18. So that means Brother Rice will be taking on number 6, Brother Rice will be taking on number 15, Downers Grove North, and that game will be at 4 p.m. at Brother Rice in Chicago. Moving on to Class 6A. Class 6A, last week we had number 1, LaGrange Park, or Nazareth Academy, defeating number 4 Lake Zurich by the score of 24-21. We moved down to the other side of that bracket, and it was number 2 Burlington Central losing to number 11 Oak Park Fenwick by the score of 49-21. Number 1 LaGrange Park Nazareth Academy will be taking on number 11 Oak Park Fenwick at Nazareth Academy at 1 p.m. Going down to the other side of this bracket, we have number 8 East St. Louis destroying Chicago Simeon. Number 12 Chicago Simeon by the score of 49-0. Now, my high school biases here, well, that is too bad, so sad, Simeon, but congratulations, you got farther than my alma mater, Lane Tech Prep. So congratulations on that, but yeah, unfortunately, you guys got destroyed. Then we also have number 10 beating number 10 ranked Burbank St. Lawrence, beating number 6 Dunlap by the score of 28-14. So it is going to be number 10 Burbank St. Lawrence taking on number 8 East St. Louis in St. Lawrence at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Moving on to 5A here. It was number 9 Wheaton St. Francis destroying number 13 Chicago King by the score of 44-14. That was number 9 Wheaton St. Francis winning over Chicago King 44-14. And getting a little closer to home here. Well, it's still about 45 minutes up the road, but number 2 Belvedere North defeated number 6 Cary Grove by the score of 17-10. So it is going to be number 2 Belvedere North taking on number 9 Wheaton St. Francis in Belvedere North at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Moving on down to the bottom bracket where number 1 Washington got destroyed by number 5 New Lenox Providence Catholic by the score of 39-6. Number 2 Oak Forest beat number 3 Peoria 34-20. So it's going to be a number 5 New Lenox Providence Catholic taking on number 2 Oak Forest in New Lenox Providence Catholic. That game time is set for 1 p.m. Moving on to 4A. Lombard Montini, number 1 Lombard Montini took on number 5 Coal City, and Lombard shut out Coal City by the score of 35-0. Number 2 Morris defeated number 6 Geneseo by the score of 28-26. So it's a 1-2 matchup for the rights to go to the finals, and it is number 1 Lombard Montini taking on number 2 Morris. The game will be held in Lombard Montini at 2 p.m. And with Cahokia, number 9, Cahokia, I think it's Cahokia, Cahokia, losing to number 4 Breeze Central 36-12. And number 3 Rochester beating number 10 Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin by the score of 41-35. So it is a 3 and 4 matchup. Number 3 Rochester will be taking on number 4 Breeze Central, and that game is supposed to start at 4 p.m. in Rochester. Moving on to 3A, where we've got number 1 Richmond beating number 5 Monmouth by the score of 31-6. Number 2 Byron defeated 11 Elmhurst IC Catholic by the score of 28-6. And that game time, that semifinal game will be played. Number 1 Richmond taking on number 2 Byron, and it is going to be in Richmond at 2 p.m. Okay, moving on to the other side of this bracket. Number 1, Williamsville got destroyed by number 4, Tulane Unity by the score of 42-7. Yeesh. And number 14, St. Joseph of Ogden beat number 2, Vandalia by the score of 38-24. So it's going to be number 4, Tulane Unity taking on number 14, St. Joseph of Ogden at St. Joseph of Ogden at 1 p.m. All right, moving on to number 2A bracket, where we've got number 5, Wilmington beating number 9, Downs by the score of 49-7. We've got number 2, El Paso Gridley defeating number 3, Farmington by the score of 32-15, which means number 5 is taking on number 2, El Paso. And that game will be taking place at Wilmington at 5 p.m. Going on to the other side, it is number 9, Marora, or M. Forsyth, taking on number 4, Flora, and defeating them by the score of 48-12. Number 3, Arthur, defeating number 2, Westville, by the score of 42-35. So we've got a number 3, Arthur, taking on number 9, Marora. And that game is going to be in at Arthur. Arthur, Lovington, Atwood, Hammond at 2 p.m. And to close out these high school playoff brackets for this weekend's action, you've got number 1, Stockton, defeating number 12, Dwight, by the score of 44-0. Number 3, Lena, or L. Winslow, defeating number 2, Kewanee Wethersfield by the score of 42-20. So number 3, Lena, will be taking on number 1, Stockton. The game will be taking place tomorrow at 3 p.m. in Stockton. And then on the bottom side of this bracket, it was number 1, Hardin Calhoun, defeating number 4, Casey Westfield by the score of 28-21. And we've got number 7, Mount Sterling in Brown County, defeating number 11, Carrollton, by the score of 37-13. So we've got the number 1, Hardin Calhoun, taking on number 7, Mount Sterling in Brown County tomorrow in Calhoun at 1 p.m. And that has been your Illinois High School Association playoff football rundown. And when we come back, I am going to be talking a little bit more about Illinois high school football. And, well, stick around because I think it is going to be kind of poignant. You are listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Back in a bit.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
When tragedy strikes, you need more than a lawyer, you need a voice. Romanucci and Blandon fight for justice in cases of personal injury, wrongful death, civil rights, and medical malpractice. With over $1 billion recovered, their results speak loud. Call 312-458-1000 or visit rblaw.net. That's 312-458-1000. Romanucci and Blandon, national impact, personalized care. No fee unless they win. Proud supporter of America's First Responders Fest.
A recent Gallup poll indicated that 38% of Americans are putting off health care because of financial concerns, the highest ever recorded. I'm Dr. Bob Martin, here to serve you every Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4. Millions of Americans are seeking health advice that will not cost an arm and a leg, so I offer health tips and advice absolutely free. Listen to my show, Sunday afternoons from 1 to 4 right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM, the voice of the Valley.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
If you build a relationship, then it becomes easier. If you build trust, it becomes easier. As a parent, you want what's best for your child. To give them the love that a child needs is probably the best thing you can do for a teenager.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Ever tried balancing a dozen eggs in one hand while hopping on one foot? Or maybe juggling cats while riding the unicycle? Sounds ridiculous, right? But guess what? That's exactly what texting while driving is like. Your human brain only has the capacity to focus on one thing at a time. So when you're behind the wheel, give driving your undivided attention.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, on WRMN 1410 AM. Now, I know when you tune into a sports show, you're not exactly listening for, high school sports, high school scores. It is playoff time. I granted that. And you're probably looking in on your local newspaper. You get the score. You got like the Daily Herald, the Sun-Times, the Tribune. I don't even know. I know the Daily Herald covers high school prep stuff. I'm not sure if the Sun-Times or if the Tribune covered it anymore, given the landscape of the way that the media market is these days. But at the same time, and the reason why, if I really need to explain it, is because I think that the kids appreciate hearing about their school, or if not the kids themselves, then the parents of the athletes that are playing in these football games. I know when a few weeks or so ago, when the Hampshire Whippers football team and their season came to an end, and it was a good season. They had a couple of wins, but at the same time, they want to do better, and they're trending up in a good, decent direction. But thinking about when the high school playing days comes to an end, you are a student athlete. You've been playing in sports for as long as you can remember. I don't exactly remember when I started playing football, except maybe it was my freshman year of high school. So that was back in 90, and I was dripping wet at maybe like 160 pounds. I got my arse kicked all over the place, and yeah, it just wasn't a whole hell of a lot of fun. Plus, back in that time, 1990, 91-ish, things were different. There wasn't the rules against hazing, which I really didn't care for. And anyone who's ever been hazed doesn't really care for that. But that's not the reason why I bring it up. The reason why I'm bringing it up is with these games going on this weekend in the semifinals, and then next week playing downstate, for the finals, for the state championships, is the reason why I'm bringing it up is because this is a lot of the student athletes or the athletes, the football players, last games. They're not going to be going on to a university, a college, or a D3. Oh, hell, if I would have known, about those avenues, I might have actually given it a shot. Going on and playing football at a lower division, school. But back in my day, I had absolutely no idea that stuff existed. Same thing with the colleges. I had absolutely no idea that stuff existed as well. I knew that my playing career was coming to an end when, one, the actual hazing that I experienced back in college got the better of me. And plus, I just wasn't having any fun anymore. But the reason why I bring that up is because this is a lot of students and a lot of high school athletes' last hurrah, if you will. So if you are a parent of a high school athletic person, jock, athlete, you might want to consider talking to them and not necessarily giving them a boost, if you will, or a shot in the arm. Just talk to them. It's not like a birds and the bees talk. No. Totally and completely different. But at the same time, this is something that they've been doing for a majority of their life. I played baseball from the time I was 8 years old until the time that I was 20. That's a long, long time. So when I finally hung up the cleats, put down that catcher's mitt, it was a little rough. So just tossing it out there. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Hot Hands. The Aurora Police Department will conduct canine training Monday in vacant homes on the city's east side. Canine teams are training until 4 p.m. in the 1600 block of Grove Street, according to an alert. Signs are posted in the area to alert residents. Police are asking locals and passerbys to give officers and canines space while they work through exercises. The U.S. trade deficit fell nearly 24% in August, dropping to $59.6 billion as imports slowed amid President Trump's global tariffs. The Commerce Department reports imports fell 5% to $340.4 billion following a surge in July as the company stocked up ahead of the tariffs, which took effect August 7th. Economists say the decline reflects both reduced foreign purchases and early impacts of the trade measures. Ford is recalling over 200,000 2025-26 Bronco and Bronco Sport vehicles due to a possible instrument panel failure that could leave drivers without key safety information. Owners will be notified starting December 8th to have the software updated at dealerships. 23-year-old Jenny Evaristo of Aurora has died following a two-vehicle crash Sunday afternoon in Hoffman Estates. The crash near Gulf and Bartlett Roads caused one vehicle to strike a tree and catch fire. Bystanders rescued the male occupant, but Evaristo was trapped and later extricated by firefighters. She was airlifted to Loyola University Medical Center, where she later died. Occupants of the second vehicle suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Kane County law enforcement is stepping up traffic enforcement for the holidays. From November 21st through December 2nd, deputies, Illinois State Police, and local agencies will target speeding, distracted driving, impaired driving, and seatbelt violations. Officials remind drivers to buckle up, plan for sober rides, and call 911 if they spot an impaired driver. The campaign is funded by federal traffic safety grants. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
At Bank of America, we asked our people, how do you take ownership of your career?
I'm able to grow my way by putting the priorities that I have for my career first.
I thrive on being a leader who's behind the team, not in front of the team.
Every few years, I'm being re-energized because I get to do something different and learn something new.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive so you can stop worrying about them and invent new things to worry about, like snakes in your bedroom. Sure, that sounds incredibly irrational, but now that we've mentioned it, you are a little worried. The odds of one snake, let alone snakes plural, are so slim. But you might want to check. Oh, you're not near your bedroom. Guess you'll just have to sit there and worry about it. So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Looking to buy or sell a home in Chicagoland? Need trusted legal help with real estate, evictions, or estate planning? Turn to Guthrie & Brady, the happy lawyers serving the greater Chicago area since 1965. With over 50 years of experience, they handle titles and deeds, foreclosures, landlord-tenant issues, wills, trusts, and more. Appointments available evenings or weekends at their Roselle office or right in your home. Call Guthrie & Brady now at 847-524-1215. That's 847-524-1215. Or visit gnblegal.com. Guthrie & Brady, personal, professional, affordable legal services for all of Chicagoland. The happy lawyers since 1965. That's gnblegal.com. Or 847-524-1215. Guthrie & Brady, trusted legal help made easy, fast, affordable, and experienced. Call today.
This is Will Walker with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 30. Looking ahead to Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 50, and temperatures falling to around 47 in the afternoon. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 33. Currently, it is 41 and overcast. With your Fox Valley forecast, I'm Will Walker on WRMN, the talk of the town.
How do you stay humble when you're America's #1 wiper blade? That's what we're currently dealing with at Rain-X. Is it even possible to humble brag when you bully Mother Nature like we do? Do we sound too conceited if we keep repeating how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America? No, we'll take a lesson from our wipers and just keep doing our job with humility. As America's #1 wiper blade. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. You know, I was hoping for a little bit different of an outcome, you know, truth be told, as far as, as far as the Chicago Blackhawks taking on the Buffalo Sabres out there in Buffalo, New York. But, yeah, I almost want to bury my head in the sand right now because after last night's 2-goal collapse, where the Seattle Kraken beat the Chicago Blackhawks yesterday by the score of 3-2, coming from behind and scoring all 3 goals for the Seattle Kraken last night. Now the Buffalo Sabres are absolutely kicking the hell out of the Chicago Blackhawks right now by the score of 6-2 with 2 minutes left in period number 2. So that does not bode well for the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Sabres being one of the worst teams in the league with a total of, 18 points? Yep. 18 points. Blackhawks have 24 points. Not that big of a discrepancy as far as points go, but I mean, just was hoping for a little bit of a bounce back for the Chicago Blackhawks, but that does not appear to be the case. But let me talk about, let me get into the score last night from the Kraken and the Hawks. And last night you had Shane Wright, Ty Kartye, Kartye, and Jaden Schwartz, all scoring goals for the Kraken. While welcome back Tyler Bertuzzi, he got a goal, an assist, and Teuvo Teravainen also had a goal and an assist. And that was all the scoring that would have been done for the Blackhawks last night. Unfortunately, couple of goals that the Kraken had scored were from the point. And on one of the goals, my goodness, it looked like the Chicago Blackhawks player got mauled behind the net, and there was an absolute no call on it, which set up the game tying goal, their second goal of the night for the Kraken. I still can't believe it. I'm looking at it, and it's unbelievable. Absolutely nuts. But I will play the first goal that the Kraken scored last night.
Montour, Gaudreau, Montour shoots, change direction, they score! That bounced in off bodies in front, sneaks past Knight on the shot by Brandon Montour, and it's a 1-goal game.
And you go to the goal, Gaudreau with the pass to the middle, it hits 2 bodies in front. And at the end of the day, I believe that Ty Kartye is going to get it. Shot by Montour. You can see at the front of the net, it goes, yes, it does. It goes maybe off of 2 players. And here's the play that we thought was going to be an icing call. Montour right there. And one linesman on the right had his hand up for icing. The one on the left waved it off. And then the Seattle Kraken take advantage of a floppy puck right there, and then off 2 bodies. And I believe the young rookie, Oscar Fisker-Molgaard, is going to get his first NHL point. Can you drive from Kalamazoo?
Okay, and that highlight was courtesy of NHL.com. One of the things that I noticed on that play, and you didn't really get the description of it from the color commentator and or the play-by-play guy, but there were 2 Seattle Krakens that were set up in front of Spencer Knight. And the Chicago Blackhawks defensemen, they didn't do a very good job of clearing them out from in front of the net. When you have big boys impeding your vision and you can't see anything, well, it makes stopping that shot really difficult. That's all I got to say on that one. And here's the second goal from the Seattle Kraken last night.
Schwartz into the zone with a pass back. Stevenson shoots, pad save, got the rebound. Another pad save by Knight.
That wasn't Vuk in disguise. Here's a great saves here by Spencer Knight, the left pad. Now Stevenson's got a little rebound
saves, really.
Trying to flip it over, doesn't do so.
And now Shane Wright able to get the puck as Grizzlick's knocked down. Lenshanoff lost his stick. Able to recover, though, as the puck's worked up the far side.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there because initially when I first saw this play, it looked like Leshanov got taken out by the attacking forward, but that wasn't the case. Leshanov loses the puck, loses his stick, falls down, the puck gets to the point, and yeah, this happens.
Evans scores! Seeing eye shot by Riker. Evans sneaks past Spencer Knight, and it's tied.
Innocent looking play, but Riker Evans puts it on net. Ends up going through a maze of players, but the former first-round pick, Shane Wright, did a good job in the corner. They won some battles.
Yeah, that once again was brought to you by NHL.com. And, well, the inability for the Chicago Blackhawks to get an opposing player out from in front of the net kind of bites them in the arse again. But it was actually the defender that was screening Spencer Knight on it. So, again, a seeing eye goal from the point, shot in, and you could really, well, not really much that Spencer Knight could do on that one. Going in a little further, you're talking, yep, there's the game winner. So I'm just going to go ahead and play that.
And this pass here is a thing of beauty. I mean, Kaiser does not expect this to get through his legs. Schwartz doesn't take his eye off it because this is a hard pass. And Schwartz has got to keep that lower hand really firm, and he does. And the flex of the stick says it all.
They reset, and he does cleanly. Back to Levshunov.
Well, with that being said, the Chicago Blackhawks, seem to have all the momentum going for them going into the third period. But as it turns out, whether it be the shots from the point, Spencer Knight not being able to see the puck, defensemen not clearing out the front of the net, well, that doesn't bode well for the Chicago Blackhawks, Spencer Knight, and they end up losing. Kraken come back from behind with a 3-goal barrage in the third period to overcome the Chicago Blackhawks, Spencer Knight. And, well, Spencer Knight has been pretty damn good this season. And considering that they are where they are at right now, the Chicago Blackhawks, I am talking about standing-wise. I mean, with the exception of losing last night, they'll probably lose today because at the end of the second period, it is currently 6-2 in favor of the Buffalo Sabres. Yeah, not so good, not so hot. So right now, the Chicago Blackhawks are currently in a 3-way tie for third place in the Central Division in the Western Conference. Well, with that being said, talking about Spencer Knight. Spencer Knight is currently 7-4-3. So 7 wins, 4 losses, 3 ties. And he's got a goals against average, which is 2.47. Not bad. His save percentage is .922. Again, not bad. So his goals against average is 2.47, good for 10th in the league. His save percentage is good for second in the league at 0.922, which means essentially anytime a goaltender is able to stop 90% of the shots, that's always been pretty good. That's always been pretty damn good. And currently speaking, with Spencer Knight getting a majority of the games, and after he came over in that trade from the Florida Panthers, and the Chicago Blackhawks sent Seth Jones down there, this is one of the building pieces that the Chicago Blackhawks desperately need. Because over the course of the last few years, I don't think their goaltending was up to par. And currently right now, their goaltending, since they are, well, currently trailing right now, 6-2, Buffalo right now, and it's Arvid Soderblom that is in net. And Soderblom has basically given up 6 goals on 23 shots. And his save percentage is currently .739 for this game. I'm not going to sit here and say that I've watched any of this hockey game or not, but one of the things that really was hampering the Chicago Blackhawks last season was their goaltending. But with that being said, Soderblom has been pretty good this year so far, with a 3-2-1 record, a .252 goals against, and a .912 save percentage. So not bad. Definitely being used sparingly. So that's 6 games. So tonight would be his 7th game. And you got Spencer Knight, who has been playing a majority of the games with 14. So take it as you will. But right now, for as good as the Chicago Blackhawks have been, Spencer Knight has basically needed to stand on his head, metaphorically speaking. And actually, I've seen a couple of times where he was actually on his head, so there was that as well. But, yep. So pretty much a wash over the last couple of nights. And if you really want to get into the weeds about the Chicago Blackhawks, about the Chicago Ice Hogs, and the Chicago Wolves, I would highly recommend tuning in tomorrow for On the Rise from 10 until noon. And then after that, or before that actually, it is the Fantasy Football Blitz. And that will take place from 9 until 10 with David Tease and John Payne. And I heard that there might be a little special guest in there as well. If you've been paying attention over the last couple of weeks, you know exactly who I am talking about, but I don't want to give inaccurate information because then I'm going to get yelled at by David, and, you know, it's just not any fun. But, yeah. Oh, and then before Fantasy Football Blitz, you heard him at the bottom of the 6 o'clock hour. It was the one and the only Marcus Mack joining me here talking a little bit of Bears. And it is Marcus Mack from 8 until 9 with co-host Kyle Long. Nope, not that Kyle Long, a different Kyle Long, but it's still Kyle Long. I'm going to take a break, and I will be right back. You're listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM.
Elgin isn't just a city. It's a community built on connection, innovation, and opportunity. And at the heart of it all is the Elgin Chamber of Commerce. For over a century, the Elgin Chamber has helped local businesses grow, connecting entrepreneurs, advocating for progress, and inspiring the leaders of tomorrow. Whether you're a new business just starting out or an established company looking to expand, the Elgin Chamber is your partner for success. Join a powerful network of leaders making a difference in our community every day. Together, we're shaping the future of Elgin one connection at a time. Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce, where business and community grow together. Call now, 847-741-5660, or go to info@elginchamber.com. Contact Carol Gieske.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
This is the time of the year most of us are checking off our holiday gift list. Identity thieves have lists too, and your personal information might be on that list. Protect your identity with LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every single second and alerts you to the threats you could miss yourself. If your identity is stolen, your own U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to work to fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Make this season about joy, not identity theft, with LifeLock. Save up to 40% off your first year at LifeLock.com with the promo code BECK. Terms apply.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer. And we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case. And they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-257-3148. 800-257-3148. 800-257-3148. That's 800-257-3148.
All right, welcome back into the final minutes of Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And I just want to thank everyone out there for tuning in all week. I hope you did not mind my frivolity, my passion, my zany antics, the way that I go about doing things. But if you're listening, well, you must like something that I'm doing. And I do want to thank my guests out there for joining me on Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. So, Andrew Scheid, thank you for coming in on Monday. I had Bob Mariner in yesterday. I had the one, the only, the Mac Man, Marcus Mack, joining me talking Bears this evening as well. So, gentlemen, thank you for joining me and making this show for what it is not. Well, entertaining. It is entertaining. I try to be entertaining, but yes. And as I was saying, and congratulations to all the Chicago Bulls Ring of Honor inductees that will be going on in probably about 10 or 15 minutes whenever the Chicago Bulls go into halftime today. They are currently taking on the Miami Heat of all teams, the 9-6 Miami Heat. And that score is currently 46-35 in the second quarter with 7:32 left in the half. And who are the Ring of Honor inductees and entrants who will be honored? Well, the class of 2025 includes Johnny Bach, Bill Cartwright, Neil Funk, Horace Grant, John Paxson, and Norm Van Leer. And let me correct myself right now. Actually, that will be taking place tomorrow. My bad. See, I could point the thumbs. I can admit when I am wrong. Yeah, so the Ring of Honor experience will be taking place in a special atrium experience at the United Center and will feature memorabilia from each honoree, and it's open to the public. You just need to figure out what times that will be happening. There is also a chance for a meet and greet as well. So, well, that would be pretty damn cool. I mean, a couple of the players that I grew up watching, Bill Cartwright, Horace Grant, John Paxson. Although I'm kind of wondering how the reaction will be for John Paxson. I mean, he was on part of the championship teams, but I mean, later on, he was also part of the ownership group and general manager, and still is part of the bigwigs that are in charge of running the Chicago Bulls. But I'm very interested to see how the fans will react to him. I'm pretty sure Bill Cartwright and Horace Grant will both get thunderous ovations because, I mean, hell, 6 championships. Yeah, that's would you say that's pretty damn good? Yeah, I would say so. And with that being said, Chicago Bears taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers, the number 1 team in the NFC North, Chicago Bears. Taking on Ron, ayahuasca having Rodgers on Sunday. So kind of interesting to, I have no idea. It's a coin flip game for me. But I definitely don't think it's going to get that total of 45.5 or whatever it was that I was talking with Marcus Mack. I just don't. I don't. But with that being said, thank you for tuning in to Big Top Sports. Thank you for letting me have my little silly fun here. I'm Derrick Geyer. This is WRMN 1410 AM. And don't forget to tune in to Sports Saturday on the Rise. Have a great weekend.
Now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com is the book called DUI Jury Trial, which is the true story of a truck driver in Illinois who was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. Not only was he facing a revocation of his driver's license, but also a lifetime disqualification of his CDL, which would prevent him from ever driving a semi-truck again. This book includes backstories of the truck driver, the lawyers that defended the case, and the DUI expert witness who analyzed the case and then testified at trial as to the